Hi everyone, welcome to the final Bosman. I'm Kyle Bosman, of course. On today's episode, I get all lovey-dovey with press conferences, and then I have a heartfelt goodbye to an old friend. Let's get started. Last week, Nintendo announced that they won't be doing a big traditional press conference at this year's E3. And while I can say that I understand it and it makes sense, I can't help but personally feel disappointed because I love press conferences. And with that in mind, and as a fun way to kick off GT's month of hype leading up to the Xbox reveal later this month, I thought it'd be a fun thing to do today's list, just reasons why I love press conferences. Number one, we all hear the news together. Today, video game news comes at us from a lot of weird places. Kotaku headlines, gaff threads, Twitter accounts, our idiot friends, GameTrailers.com. It's just coming from all over, and what the whole modern video game news sphere does is it kind of sucks away what was once special about a video game reveal. Imagine a magician who has a glass of water, and he puts a napkin over the glass of water. And you're like, what's going to happen? He takes the napkin off and reveals a sloth in his arms. And you're wondering, how did he do that? This is amazing. Now imagine none of that ever happened. Imagine you've never seen this magic trick before, and some guy walks up to you and says, "Are sloth tricks last gen? Click below for the full video." What they do is that they're sucking the magic out of the fun of these stories, these events, these reveals. And so when a press conference is live, when we're all watching at the same time, when it's news to all of us simultaneously, and the game makers are giving us the information at their own pace, and the bloggers can't tell us how to feel, it's a truly special thing, and that's why I love press conferences. Well, that's the name of this list. Number two, it's a unique thing to the video games industry. The term press conference is not an exciting phrase in most other businesses. Apple comes close with their product reveals, but those aren't shown live on television, whereas video game press conferences are. They've almost become their own unique form of entertainment in themselves. Working in the offices at GT, there's a funny thing that happens when we have to explain what E3 is to the marketing or advertising teams, and I hear the phrase, "It's our Super Bowl," a lot. I don't think that's fair. E3 is not the finals to this sport that is hugely popular in one country. E3 is also called Gaming Christmas, and that's not fair either. E3 is not a family-oriented religious holiday. E3 is our E3. It's this thing that you can't draw a parallel to because it's unlike anything else. It is an international marketing event that for some reason millions of people care about. It's because we love video games. And it's just, the press conferences are at the center of this. This is why we care about this event. This is the news and the reveals and just the wows come from these press conferences. Maybe if the Super Bowl lasted for 4 days, it would be close. Or maybe if Shigeru Miyamoto comes down your chimney for Christmas, we'd start talking. Otherwise, no comparison! Number three, I finally get to watch them. When I was younger, the way that I would hear about E3 was a month later in Electronic Gaming Monthly, and it would just be this doubly thick issue that is just full of games that I've never heard of before, and the writers would be passionate about it. You could see the excitement through their words, and they would talk about how they didn't sleep and they were just driven on coffee, and there would be pictures of the LA Convention Center and all of the insanity inside. And so I grew up dreaming of going to E3. And so years later, when G4 announced that they would be broadcasting the press conferences live on TV, that was a huge deal to me. I remember the summer after I graduated college, I'm unemployed. I'm at my parents' house, and I'm just sitting there in pajama pants watching Cammie Dunaway demonstrate Wii Sports Resort. And you could see it in his face. He didn't have to say anything, but he's just thinking, what is my son doing? Why is he watching this woman waggle a frisbee at a dog? What is he going to become? But it didn't matter. I kept watching that because it felt like a privilege to be able to watch these press conferences, and it still does. It feels like when I get to watch a press conference, I'm getting to watch this press conference. They are allowing me to watch it. And that is why it's a remarkable thing to me, still. Number 4, they're good even when they're bad. When the stakes are this high, when you have stiff CEOs and shy game developers in front of a live audience of thousands and a global audience of millions, any blunder is going to be hilarious, and they often are. And what's weird is we all love them. I almost can't imagine where we'd be without giant enemy crabs, and Skittles the tiger, and My Body Is Ready, and Mr. Caffeine, and DJ Ravi going nuts on drums, and Ridge Racer, and Please Be Excited, and all the stupid things Konami did, and the laser tag that Ubisoft did, and My Name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games. All of those things were so dumb when they happened. But now we love all those things. They've become sort of the video game language in which we speak. Video game crazies generally have a hard time finding common ground with each other. But one thing we all love together are bad press conferences. So Nintendo, I'm sorry you're not going to be doing a big press conference this year. You know that I will wake up early and watch whatever Nintendo Direct you decide to put out. Microsoft, you have 2 huge press conferences in 4 weeks. What are you doing watching this video? Go work on those. I'm excited about them. Go work, go make those good.
The Queen! Fist bump.
And now I've got some weird news. GT is kicking us out of this studio. If you'll allow me to peel back the curtain on how we peel back the curtain for a minute, you'll see that this is actually the same place we shoot Invisible Walls and those editorial talking head videos we do. And this is it. This is the last final Bosman in here. GT's kicking us out because we're getting a new studio. We're getting a new actual nicer studio. And in the meantime, we'll be hopping around. But I have to say, I'm gonna miss this place. And so Anton, the show's editor, has actually put together a little piece in memoriam to our wonderful brick studio. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. Anyway, that is the end of this episode. If you'll look behind me, you'll see that I broke another rule last week. I said another word that I can't say, and the first person to call me out on it was Acid Trip 69. Acid Trip 69's getting the last brick that anyone will ever get. That's life, I guess. Anyway, please follow me on Twitter. Please comment below. Let me know what you think of the show. And there's a great conversation happening in the comments last week. Definitely check it out. A lot of fraternities do know what BioShock is, so that was refreshing and very nice to see and very relieving. Next week, I'm coming back next Wednesday with the first ever mini Bosman, so we'll see what that is together. Thank you for watching. Hey Brad, I was just wondering what this note is about.
Can't you read?
Yeah, but I kind of just want to keep my old studio.
The new studio is going to be great. This is a good thing.
Oh yeah? My name is Bosman, and I'm about kicking ass, and I'm about taking names.
Kyle, leave the office. Leave.
Okay, I understand. I made you some cookies.
Thanks.
See all of our shows and game reviews now on the brand new GT app on Xbox Live and the GT Originals iOS app too.